Hey everyone, it's Tracy. Tracy's Evolution, which means we're all evolving. I'm kind of like annoyed with some stuff, and I'm tired of just being the sweet little girl making the videos, and no, like I'm done. So, a friend of mine and I were at, let's just say a grocery store that's got, I can't even say it because I don't want to get in trouble, but let's just say they're connected to a big buying conglomerate. Anyway, I was going to get salmon, and the guy behind the counter said, "Oh, you should get this salmon because it's farm raised." And I'm like, "I don't think so. I know." Like I've learned so much information about what not to do, what not to eat, what not to drink, what not to take, whatever. And I don't remember all the details as to why, because it's too much knowledge that I don't want to hold in my little brain. So I just remembered, don't do it, because it's full of toxins. So I didn't know the whole backstory. And the guy was like, "Yeah, it's just as good. They raise them out in the ocean in nets. It's all good." I'm like, okay. So salmon was bought. Took it home. It wasn't pink like it normally is. It was like salmon colored, but not like the good salmon color. It was like very pale. Almost like my shirt, but my shirt's orange-ish. Anywho, I cook it. It tastes disgusting. And as I'm eating it, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to look up some videos. So I looked up a marine biologist video. And she did her research. She read. She watched, videos. She educated herself on the whole process about farm raised versus wild. Hope I don't get electrocuted while I'm out here. Wow, we're getting a good storm. Anyway, so long story short, it's not healthy nor humane for the way that these salmon are treated. They're putting they are put in these nets, okay? Yeah, it sounds great. They're in the ocean and they're doing their thing. Well, it's not. They're jammed in so tight that they can't even swim around like salmon normally. They swim upstream and they're alone and they get to really enjoy their lives and be free until they're caught. And I was eating salmon only or tuna because I became a pescatarian several years ago. Don't eat chicken, pork, cow, anything. And I'm like, well, it's good for me, blah, 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 because the omegas. Anyway, I found out that when these nets are holding the salmon, underneath where all their poop goes, it's like ruining the biosphere or whatever you call it with the wildlife that's living there because of all the poop. It's all in one area, and it becomes toxic to the area, and then the lice, I'm going to get rained on. I'll have to move this to another spot. Lice then start to eat on the salmon, taking chunks of their bodies. It's disgusting. And, of course, the powers that be want to make their money, and so they don't care about the salmon. They don't care about us and the toxicity of it all. So even the wild caught isn't cool the way it's done. And it brings in, obviously, billions of dollars. So, of course, they're not going to stop doing it. They're not going to stop doing either way. But I was like, well, I'm not eating it. It was a catalyst for me to say, I'm done. Like, I have to think about the creature. I was getting rained on. So I had to think about the animal and, stop being selfish and just stop eating anything with flesh. So I was super happy to do so because it makes me happy knowing that, what is that? It looked weird like a bug or something. I'm just happy that I'm not doing that anymore. And like I said, it was a catalyst for me to choose more wisely in what I'm eating. And so today I made a beautiful vegetarian sandwich with all kinds of vegetables and a piece of cheese, and eventually I'll probably go vegan, but baby steps. So anyway, yeah, it was just it really kind of rubbed me the wrong way and irritated me how these companies, and then they're lying. They're lying to the seafood people and saying, yeah, it's good. They're in the ocean, and no, they're treated very poorly, these salmon, and it's killing all the good wild creatures around. So would you want to eat salmon that has been bitten by a bunch of lice? Disgusting. Anyway, today is my venting day. So, all right, thanks guys for checking out my channel, and I have the links below if you'd like to buy me coffee, donate, get a spiritual or mental you want a mental read? A mentoring session. It's going to be in the description below. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you. Love you all. Happy weekend. Bye.